Alright, let's get straight to the point. We did a video on Moto H50 Pro and you guys suggested a lot of phones to compare it with. OnePlus 12R, Vivo V30 Pro, even S21 FE. And naturally, it makes sense to find out, is this the best mid-range smartphone out there? The most upvoted and sensible comparison for this was Note CE4. So if you have 30,000 today, should you save money and get Note CE4 or spend that extra 5k and get Moto H50 Pro? Fighter, are you ready? Fighter, are you ready? Let's go. And initially when you use the phones, you don't understand like why should I pay 5,000 more for the Moto H50 Pro? Like with the build and design, both the phones here, they look good. They have their own unique touches. Like the Note CE4 is in this black color. It's a bit glossy, like it gets pretty fingerprinty if that's a word. But then again, that's not a problem. You get a good case with the Note CE4. But this camera island is so asymmetrical, like you can't ignore it. Like I personally want to know the OnePlus designer's location, like why? I mean, if you have a Note CE4, does this bother you? Even the H50 Pro with this lavender color stands out in the public and looks quite premium. It has this vegan leather bag with textures and the back, which makes the phone quite grippy. But a small pro tip here, bros, the vegan leather can get scratched easily, so do keep the keys and phone in separate pockets. Again, design is very subjective here, but once you start using the phones, you see the difference. First is watching YouTube videos. Here are the display specs for both the phones. Now I'll play a 4K HDR video here, and if you see, I noticed this weird work in OnePlus phones. Like see, while playing an HDR YouTube video, the brightness doesn't automatically increase. Like if you see, it happens with the Motorola phone, the HDR is triggered, but here the HDR is not triggered. And I've seen this with not just Note CE4, but OnePlus 12R and OnePlus 12. You'll have to manually increase the brightness of the display. Now the Note CE4, it looks good, like the colors and all are good. H50 Pro looks slightly brighter. The colors and all look more vibrant and natural. Seems like that Pantone collaboration is definitely doing its magic. Now the most important criteria for me is, can you view the display outdoors? And if you see, both the displays are visible outdoors, but the Motorola H50 Pro is brighter than the Note CE4. So in terms of display, I think the Motorola H50 Pro is a clear winner. Which brings me to the software. Both the phones is running the latest Android 14 out of the box, with the Note CE4 running on Oxygen OS and the H50 Pro running on Hello UI. On the Note CE4, if you see, OnePlus for the first time has brought bloatware on its phone. Now, of course, you can uninstall them easily. Even if you go to the search bar, type files, see there are app recommendations. And if I tap on any of these, it will redirect to Google Play Store as of now. And this app recommendation can also be turned off. Other than that, the software here is fine. But the H50 Pro takes the lead here. First of all, there is no bloatware, it's all clean. Plus now with the Hello UI, there are visual enhancers on the overall UI, like right from the booting animation to the settings window, which makes it look like quite aesthetically minimal, if that is the word. And see, if I go to the Moto app gestures, I like this quick launch. See, if I double tap on the back, Instagram opens up and you can follow us here. We make some good content on Instagram. You can also customize the action here from going to home screen to opening apps. Very handy and practical feature. It also has this ready for, so you can connect your phone to the laptop. And see here, if I go to streaming, I'll open Zomato and I can place an order. See, if I move my mouse from laptop, it goes to the phone and I can use my laptop's mouse and keyboard to use the phone. And there are a couple of software features which requires an separate video for this. So 10,000 likes, we do that. As of now, for the software, I'll choose the Moto H50 Pro here, but what I would say is Motorola doesn't have a good history of providing updates on time, and software features are good, but they should work on getting updates fast. But performance is where you guys might have your doubts, right? So the Note CE4 and the H50 Pro comes with these specs, and we ran the Antutu benchmarking app, which gives an overall score to the phone's CPU, RAM, etc. And the H50 Pro has the edge here. And here's an interesting thing we noticed. We ran the Antutu storage test and see H50 Pro with UFS 2.2 scores higher. And we ran this test multiple times, but every time the result was same. But then again, these are just benchmarks, right? What was the storage performance in real life? So we took a 14GB video file and copied the file to other folder. See, the H50 Pro does it faster than the Note. Also, we tried gaming. We played COD Mobile on both the phones. On the Note CE4, you can play at high graphics at maximum frame rates. And on the H50 Pro, you can play at very high graphics at maximum frame rates. And I was able to play the game at 60 FPS. So gaming performance here was smooth on both the phones. Other than the storage thing, I think the performance on both the phones are equally good. Now, before getting to the camera section, let's talk about the battery. You get a slightly larger battery on the Note CE4, but both the phones on a single charge. In my usage with taking call, watching videos, scrolling through social media, playing Call of Duty for an hour every day, both of them easily lasted me without any issues. And the Note CE4 lasts a bit longer because it has a bigger battery. Now in charging, the Nord CE4 can fast charge at 100 watt and it can go 100% in 30 to 35 minutes. Now the Edge 50 Pro can fast charge at 125 watt, like God bless this fast charging speeds. The Moto Edge 50 Pro takes only 15 to 18 minutes to go 100%. Both the phones come with a charger in the box, but the Edge 50 Pro has a PD charger, meaning you can charge your laptop with the same. Plus the Edge 50 Pro has wireless charging and IP68 rating. And in terms of their extra features and my favorite PD charger, I'll give it to Edge 50 Pro. Now coming to the most awaited part, cameras. So the Moto Edge 50 Pro and Nord CE4 has these camera specs. So we took a lot of photos in the daytime, and I'll keep it simple. Edge 50 Pro takes punchy photos, they are sharp, they look good. The Nord CE4 has that faded, less saturated look, and sometimes the Nord CE4 even gets the skin tone wrong. So Motorola turned out to be better 9 out of 10 times. There's some occasion like this where Nord CE4 has better images, but mostly the Edge 50 Pro is the winner. The only problem I have here is, see, if you open the camera viewfinder, both phones have their own lag. I mean, a Snapdragon 7 Gen 3 cannot perform like a flagship while coming to cameras, but the Moto Edge 50 Pro, you see a certain lag in the viewfinder because your photo is processing in the background. So being a camera focused phone, I think this should be better optimized and it could be fixed via software update. What I loved is the telephoto camera on the Edge 50 Pro. I thought it would be a very mid-range type, less sharp, boring, but it is actually usable and clicks really good photos. And both the phones can record in 4K 30 FPS, and this is the audio from the Moto Edge 50 Pro and this is the audio from the Nord CE4, and you can have a better idea. I just checked, Edge 50 Pro has the better mic. And on the front camera, you can do 4K 30 FPS on the Moto Edge 50 Pro, whereas here you can only do 1080p, and if you see the video feed, there's a lot of difference in the HDR between both the phones. Here you can see everything clearly, whereas here it is a bit hazy. In selfies, I felt both take good selfies, both are equally sharp, but Edge 50 Pro had the more accurate skin tone. So in terms of camera, it's a clear win for Motorola Edge 50 Pro, and I think everyone had only one complaint with Motorola is camera, and I think they have fixed it pretty good in this phone. So what's the conclusion here? Is it worth spending that 4,000 to 5,000 extra dhanrashi on getting the Moto Edge 50 Pro, or save the money and get the OnePlus Nord CE4? See, if you're someone who doesn't care about the camera or the software features, I believe Nord CE4 is a good overall phone. But if your priorities are camera, wireless charging, IP rating, good display and all of that, honestly, I don't feel there is a better offering than Moto Edge 50 Pro in this price segment. Let us know what are your thoughts on this. On that note, Top G Pratik signing off. See you in the next video. Pew pew pew.